Steve Rogers' Captain America might actually turn out to be the real villain of Avengers Doomsday, and that's exactly why Doom will be hunting him down. Now guys, we've already talked about how Steve, by going back in time and choosing to live with Peggy, created dangerous multiverse incursions. But according to insiders, one of those incursions directly caused the death of Doom's family. That's the reason Doom is on a personal mission to hunt Steve Rogers. And Doom isn't just coming alone. Anyone who crosses his path could be manipulated into becoming part of his larger plan. As we saw in Fantastic Four First Steps, Doom comes from Earth 828. So when incursions start happening on that Earth, Doom will investigate and discover that Steve Rogers is the root cause. This might also explain why, in the opening sequence of Thunderbolts, the Fantastic Four appear to have abandoned their own universe and entered Earth 616, because their original world was destroyed by those incursions. Remember in the First Steps trailer, there was a scene showing Earth's destruction? It was cut from the movie, but it showed the Fantastic Four escaping their planet on a spaceship. That could easily tie into Avengers Doomsday, showing how Steve's choice to live in the past ended up breaking the multiverse and wiping out entire universes, including Doom's family, leaving only Doom and the Fantastic Four to survive. Now, speaking of Steve going back in time, guys, set photos from Doomsday show locations styled after the 1940s and 1950s. We've spotted vintage cars and even an old greenhouse that looks very likely to be Steve and Peggy's home. This almost confirms that we'll get a full storyline of Steve and Peggy's life together in this movie. But here's where it gets more interesting. More leaks show children's swings and slides on set. Insiders claim those are for Steve and Peggy's kids. That means Steve really did start a family in the past. But of course, Doom is going to target them. We've even heard that Loki might try to protect Steve and his family, possibly sending someone from the TVA to intervene. And yes, we might finally see Steve Rogers' kids on screen. The big question is, will Steve's children inherit the super soldier traits from him? Now, back to that greenhouse we mentioned earlier. Green has always been associated with Doom, and while Steve and Peggy's house in Endgame appeared yellow, why would they suddenly repaint it green? This leads me to believe that house could actually be Doom's. Supporting this theory, an earlier leak showed a figure entering that same house, and though the face wasn't visible, the build looked a lot like Doom's actor. So maybe that's where Marvel is setting up Doom's backstory, showing his family before everything is destroyed. After Steve's time traveling causes the incursions, Doom loses everything, and that's when he sets his sights on Rogers. According to insiders, Doom won't act alone. He'll manipulate multiple characters into his mission. One possibility is that Doom first arrives on Earth 616 searching for Steve and runs into the Avengers. Since Doom looks exactly like Tony Stark, the Avengers could initially trust him, believing he's trying to save the multiverse. But once the Fantastic Four arrive from their destroyed universe, they'll reveal the truth, that Doom actually kidnapped their child, and his real plan is far darker. That's when the Avengers realize Doom isn't the savior he pretends to be, but a manipulative villain who wants to kill Steve Rogers and his family for his own agenda. So guys, here's the big question. Do you think the cars in the house we've seen on set belong to Steve and Peggy, or to Doom's family? And what do you think? Will Doom really succeed in reaching Steve's family, or will Loki and the TVA manage to protect them? Also, how hyped are you to finally see Steve Rogers' family in the MCU? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, because we've got even more crazy Marvel updates coming your way daily.